Our guest today is a powerhouse in Nigeria's entertainment and creative industries. I'm talking about musician, entrepreneur, and cultural innovator Dare Alade, who has just been elected as a member of the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, the organization behind the International Emmy Awards. This milestone, of course, places him in a global network of over 900 television executives and marks another proud moment for Nigeria on the international stage. Beyond this, Dare continues to drive some of the most exciting projects on the local front, from Detty December Festival to Entertainment Week Africa. He joins us now to talk about his journey, this prestigious recognition, and what lies ahead. Welcome to the show, Dare. Woo!
Wow, what an introduction.
Yes, congratulations.
My mouth was shaking.
Like,
It's
you.
Thank you so
You're
much.
trying not to smile like
I was giving them the lips.
Just like, I'm going to
calm.
be humble. First off, I just want to say, and I'm saying this officially here in front of the world on national, in fact, on international television, because that's how we roll in the rise.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for all that you do for the culture. I really have to say, because for every time there's any major thing in music, in Afrobeats, even in Nollywood, you will see, I will see. Yeah. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
But let's talk about this election, because when we think about the Emmys, it's such a huge, such a global brand. What was it like when you found out that you were elected? When you received the news? About this particular feat.
Well, first off, congratulations to Mrs. D as well. We're both elected, and I think excitement, of course, because you're in the game, you're in the sector, you're in the industry, you're grinding, you're doing your bit, and we've been fortunate to be, have been part of giving birth to or helping bring so many different things to life. Platforms, TV, content, and you're now, I guess, like you said, 900 plus other global leaders who become part of your network. People you meet, people you rub ideas with, exchange ideas and experience, and then we're looking at development. So it's exciting. It was definitely exciting when we found out. Yeah.
Okay, so what does this milestone mean for you personally? Like, as
personally, well, it just continues to reaffirm the journey, right? So it shows that is it the end justifying the means? But it's not quite the end yet, right? But it's nice to, along the way, at various junctures, to be able to look back and take stock and take account of the things you've done, impact you've made, and the platforms that you're opportune to either serve on or, to help, to be part of something that helps to develop a sector. I think,
All right, then. So let's touch on, like the fact that we're seeing more Nigerian personalities on there. I know there's Femi Odubemi, there's John Momo, Busola Tejumola from Multi-Choice that have been inducted before. Exactly. When you join that, joining that league, and we talk about the Nigerian presence on a global stage. How do we connect the two? Do you think that we now have a place at the table, or we're still kind of like making our way there?
We've always been of the opinion that we have to, if nobody's inviting you to the table, or there's no, you create your own. So you go with both mindsets. We're creating something, we're building something. Evidently, you can see that the ecosystem is evolving. Year after year, there's always one new thing or the other, innovation. So how can we sustain that, So it's how to look at opportunities like this, platforms like this, partnerships like this, and see what we can extract to help and aid our development, while we also reinforce the fact that what we are doing, as a culture, is gaining and gathering global attention, per second. You get. So it works both ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so now being elected as a member, I'm sure the common Nigerian will be wondering how this, want to know how we take consign us. Exactly, you're over there. Exactly, so they'll be like, okay, Emmy, and we're in Nollywood.
Yes.
So now, how do you want to use recognition to make an impact in Nollywood film business and, of course, Africa in general? So how do we benefit from your membership?
So I'll use ourselves as an example. We're playing stronger now in original IP, creating our own scripted, and also unscripted, content, and everybody's doing similar. Everybody's creating, right? And we want to be able to use what the network that we have, the people that we meet, the experiences that we garner, has to trickle back some way or the other. It has to trickle back to the value chain. We have to write better stories. So we need to be able to engage these are our counterparts, right? Yeah. And it puts us to work. If we write better stories, we get better global attention. If we get better global attention, there's more work to be done. So everybody is put to work, essentially that's the big picture. But then you're put to work in a way that you're upskilling. Yeah. You are getting better. You're creating channels for people to develop, in their various subsectors within the economy.
So more like it's should I say, you that will go there, now you go learn.
Now me go network. Now me go network. Maybe we put on for that, no break out like network. That. Now me go network.
Bring the connection.
Now me go bring the connections. The connection will make us do collaboration. The collaboration will make me feel call you. You will say, okay, Tola Alpha now, you say they do camera work. Come, may we see this your camera work. Okay, let's say your hand not too strong. If we strong your hand like this, like that, we feel upgrade. You understand? Okay. If you upgrade, if you begin to shoot, when Disney or the globals are going Pan-Africa or they're traveling around the world looking for how to create content in those that are nuanced, they're going to need professionals in those different areas. Yeah. Who are they going to call? Do you understand? So it needs to be us. Yeah. That's the whole point. So we have to empower ourselves to get to that point where,
All right, then. So beyond this election, of course, you've been driving other very big projects at home. September is almost over. We're about to enter my favorite month, October. But we know that the real focus, because it's my birth month. But we know that the real focus is December. Everybody's gearing up for December. Even when I was in the summer, my friends were already like, Shaitan, we can't wait.
But Entertainment Week is coming before December. Because if we enter December, we will not talk about it.
No, but can you tell us what's in store? What does Entertainment Week have planned?
Well, Entertainment Week Africa is in its fourth iteration, and we have a lot. I mean, to cut the long story short, please visit ewafrica.com for all the entire gamut of what we have offering. But it's everything from a deal room where people with great ideas or, startup companies, either it's tech, it's fashion. We even open it up to fashion and music, this time around, where if you're looking for funding, you're looking for investment, you're looking for networking, an opportunity to get seen or get something, an injection into what it is that you're doing. That's what EWA has become, especially for young people. So we're targeted at the young, the demographic, and we're touching on various aspects, including music, fashion. There's even a comedy show as well that's going to happen. We are locked and loaded. So it's mainly developmental, for us to upskill the next gen, of the creative economy. But we're also going to be turning up. So there's going to be night activities, entertainment, concerts, fashion shows, etc., etc. But it's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what does it take, really, putting this kind of event together? Because, like you said, it's in its fourth year. I can imagine.
How much last?
Because people kind of always see the end result, and it's done, it's glossy, it's beautiful. Yeah, but people don't see behind the scenes. Can you give us a little bit of a peek behind that curtain?
They don't. We even have a lot of people, trying to, what's the word now? They're trying to volunteer, They want to be part of it because they have that vibe. They can see that, this thing is, I just want to be part of that. And if you ask them, they'll tell you how tough, it is to do the 6-7 days of non-stop, back-to-back activities, from master classes, workshops, different panel sessions, to the real grimy work, conversations that will affect policy, to the turn-up part of, because it's entertainment, and they'll tell you how tough it is, because the glitz and the glam is really nice to see. It makes for great TV, but it takes a lot of work, behind the scenes, from the planning to everything, from security, PR, marketing, programming, getting all the speakers together, funding for just to even make it happen, because it's thousands and thousands of people that pass through Entertainment Week. Over the last, we've had over 50,000 attendees, for example, over the last 3 editions. Now in the fourth,
Okay, just before I ask my next question, estimation, like how much does it take to put such event together? Then, when is the event?
CFO on speed.
No, but people watching, they're like, how much it could take to run this thing? But like,
please, if you have money and you're looking for what to do with the money,
when is it happening?
nothing is too.
When is it
Entertainment Week Africa is November the 18th to the 23rd.
Wow. Okay, so now let's talk about Dirty December. I mean, your company is always part and parcel of the events, around that period. You understand? Dirty December. So, I mean, like, looking back at, should I say pushing that Dirty December culture abroad. Take, for example, we used to have Afro Nation. People come back from, foreigners, Africans, come for Afro Nation. Now, how can we make Dirty December a thing where we are pushing it as not just our own, but like as a global event?
I think that's exactly, you've literally answered the
how
question.
How can we achieve that? Because I feel like it's still
it's
like,
the plan.
Okay.
That's the plan. That's why we're doing Dirty December Fest, for example, just as that flagship, that go-to summary of all the excitement that. Everybody's doing a lot of things anyway, right? But we want to, like you said, be able to have that as a brand, and I think everybody's tying into it, quite nicely, because the government's talking about it, the state's talking about it. The diaspora's talking about it, the numbers, that have gone around from, revenue generated tourism-wise, signal that something is here.
Yeah.
And like you said, how can we, it's already infectious.
Yeah.
America right now, talking about their next holiday break, is all about Dirty December. Now, what does that mean for us?
So now, do you feel like we should put it together like, how they put Afro Nation as a show? I think it ran for 3 or 4 days. Do you feel like we do something like that with Dirty December? Make
Absolutely.
it like, and bring artists. Do you feel like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it becomes that go-to recurring. And again, it's the economy. Injection into the economy is tremendous. Everything from the experience from airport, from arrival, to all the different things, using the waterways, the roads. Good luck to traffic as well. God bless everybody that's going to be, stuck in. I'm praying in advance. Get yourself a bicycle, a motorcycle,
or you never know.
As the case may be, and just be ready, because everywhere is going to be buzzing. But what are you doing to be a part of that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to ask you a question that's kind of like vying off of everything that you do.
Left.
And this, yes, I mean to the left, but to the right. And this question actually came to me while we're getting ready for the show. And we were looking at, obviously, we had spoken to, your managers, and we had gotten some assets. And then we're looking for pictures on your Instagram. And then my producer was like, I can't find a picture of just him. It's always him and his wife.
Someone,
do you understand? So
you are not checking well, but
but I'm saying like on your Instagram, for example, and I did go to check, and like at least the first 16 posts, which is a great thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. So it kind of makes me want to talk about working with your partner, because that's something that we really don't see. It's not easy being in a marriage and then being parents and being business partners and being successful at the projects that you've done, because I can look to the two of you as people that have actually done the work.
Been there, done that.
Please, how are you doing it, sir?
Well, the truth is there's a particular tree at the back of our house that we know. Man, it's the grace of God.
Yeah.
We've just been swinging it, working as hard as we can, and I think it's just that closeness, that friendship, the close-knit, relationship, and we've built everything together. At some point she was my manager. Mrs. D, shout out Mrs. D. Managing me, she opened my socials, but now she's always been behind the scenes. That's been her MO, Nowadays we've been able to drag her a little bit, to share a little bit more about her story, because it's in sharing those stories that you come to realize that, oh wow, you did this, you did that, we've tried, and you now realize and be like, okay, well, there's something to teach here. There's a teachable moment. Everything's a teachable moment, because we all live to learn, right? So what can you impart, on the next gen? How there's people, looking up to you and whatnot. So I think that's the mind space that she's, she's currently at.
So what's the one thing you love the most about working with her?
I think it's her. She's just relentless. She's just relentless, She don't until it works, until it happens, until it comes through. There's no stopping.
Don't take no for an answer.
So like, do you feel like even when you want to like take a breather, you be like, Madam.
I've had, absolutely. No, absolutely, and it permeates the entire team. You know, and you just look at it, and that's how you lead. You know, that's leadership, right? Yeah. And if you had 1/10 of that, you know, split across, you know, your entire team, you'd be lucky. Yeah. So that's the kind of, that's how you get things done. Yeah. It's not, you don't sit around and just talk. Yeah. No.
Okay, before I go to my next question, like, how do you guys settle maybe like differences? Have you guys like argued on the job before? Maybe like
every time. So,
no, this thing because you know, always see you guys happy, smiling, you know. So
every
like
time, no, but the trick is, you know, it's not in the outside. Do you understand? It's not in the outside. Yeah. In the outside, you are together, you know, united front, and that's important, right? Yeah. Behind closed doors, we can argue about everything as simple as, you know, this creative idea to anything. Yeah. Everybody has differences, so we're not, you know, we're not. Apart from that, yeah.
Okay, so now let's get back to Dirty December, because I'm actually very interested in Dirty December. I mean, we are fun lovers, you understand? I mean,
why are you adding me to your
fun
lovers? Welcome to all the activities, by the way, that
we'll be there.
We'll be there, sure, we'll be there. Man, now, one of the biggest concerns for a lot of people is security. You know, we can't talk about tourism, arts, culture, all that stuff. Yeah. We're not talking about securing lives and property.
Absolutely.
Now, we talked about making Dirty December a trademark. Now, I feel like the one major thing that drew people to Ghana was the safety, you know, precautions that were taken. It was like, they talk about how Ghana was safe from thugs, from, you know, people that harass them on the streets. Now, if we want to bring that to December in Lagos, let's say Lagos, because Lagos is the, you know, fun place in Nigeria. How do we ensure that people feel safe? You understand? Because we can't talk about making it happen without ensuring people are not getting bullied at the gates or on the streets by, you know, thugs, even policemen harassing them. So how do we achieve that?
It's a great question. The answer is collective. You know, I can only share my opinions. Yeah. And I think, you know, from states, various security agencies, they would also, you know, air their thoughts about it. I know that at different levels, even on the federal level, there are serious conversations, especially to do with not just Lagos, you know, the entire country. But Lagos in particular, since this is our constituency, is the most attractive. You know, it's the flagship, it's the star boy of he's the star boy of the movement, you know. And I know for sure that the government, you know, the government of the day, through the commissioner, the SAs, Mr. Governor himself, are all aware of the various, you know, plans that everybody has, you know, including those that are also planning to come, you know, into the states. And from just tracking the entire, you know, consumer journey or audience journey, at every point in time, they are making those plans as well with projections, you know, as to, okay, compared to what happened last year, what were the hot spots, you know, and all those things. And I think that's the way to go. Yeah. And collaboratively, we can ensure that each event that is being held, in regardless of the location and whatnot, stays to a protocol that we should collectively develop, you know, that ensures that regardless of where you are, you know, it's plug and play. You know, these are the things that we must look out for, because that's the way we operate. You know, with anything that we're doing, we have to make sure every single element is tight. Zero incidents. There's no toleration for tolerance rather for you know.
If I judge by, you know, every time I go out at night, maybe because I'm a journalist, so when they hear I'm a journalist, they let me go. But when I see what young people go through, it's not the same experience. You see people that are being profiled. Like, I've had people that were taken to the station for just being in a flashy car. Or,
so if it's,
do you understand?
If it's some retraining ahead of that, because again, it's collective. And if everybody keys in, and you know that we have guests around, you know, imagine now everyone's been pushing for this, you know, make Lagos visa free on entry. You know, it's immediately you're going to see a lot of things change, and, you know, especially on the positive, there's going to be a lot of ups from a financial perspective. But then you've made a statement that our arms are wide open, welcome. That says something. And then if we're not ready, trickle down the entire value chain, if everybody's not receptive, like you say, if your security, you know, operative on the streets is not warm, and be able to, okay, this is not December, on a normal, as I see you with your head like this, you know, say normal, I must ask you, bros, where they come from? That kind of thing. No wala, but it's December. Hello, good evening, welcome to Lagos. How are you? Even if I know you from around the corner, it just needs to be very deliberate like that, so that everything makes sense.
I do hope the
You know?
policymakers are listening.
I
You know,
hope so.
we could continue this conversation till
There's a lot to be done,
till
yeah.
6
There's a
o'clock.
lot to
But
be
we
done.
definitely we have to go now. But it's a pleasure. It was a pleasure
Briefly,
having you.
before we go, I have two quick questions.
Yes, sir.
Too quick.
Just quick one. I mean, it's around music. It's around music. Yo, calm down. No vex. Okay, so now, first of all, I'll ask about the R&B genre.
Yeah.
I mean, you were part and parcel of that genre, and I feel like right now, first of all, I would say it's dead. Sorry. You might beg to differ. You
We
give
don't
me.
know. You have your.
Because I feel like first of all, we don't have a lot of artists that are even trying to do R&B anymore. So everybody's trying to do like maybe a dance track or something.
Because you know the same market.
Exactly. So what can be done to bring back that culture? Then two, music talent hunt shows.
Yeah.
We've seen that the importance has dwindled. People don't really care about music talent hunt shows. I mean, you're a product of Project Fame.
Yeah.
We have loads of people, Timi Dakolo, or Maomi,
Yeah.
Chike.
Yeah.
But recently, it's not what it used to be again. People don't even care about it. So what do you think has caused this shift from people actually believing, first of all, in R&B, because I love R&B. And
Yeah, but
the-
Tiwa Savage is bringing R&B back with her latest album.
after she's done all the pop now, I mean, I like it, but I'm just saying it's not what it used to be.
It's not enough
Yeah.
as
It's
well.
not enough. So now, those two quick questions before we go.
It's not
Okay,
the
so,
genre.
starting with the last one. It's not the Abio. That second question.
Music talent hunt,
yeah, I think that times are changing, right? Consumption patterns are also changing. So if you're going to create anything on the reality side, let it reflect what the people are doing or what they're consuming.
Okay.
Maybe there's an opportunity there. So reality show for content creators, things like that. That seems
Okay, so
to be
music
what.
should just let it go.
Bros, if you are staying on the talk, on the gram, just consuming random stuff more times than you sit and watch a TV show, then your consumption pattern has changed.
Yeah.
Then I need to create content that suits that, but make it interesting. Do you understand? Make it a combination of what you are looking for, what you miss, with something you are currently. That's how innovation is done. That's how you create new stuff. So, that's how I would approach that one. And then the first
R&B.
question, the R&B, yes, there's definitely more that can be done. But of course, artists would not be encouraged because of the commercial viability of a genre that is more about feelings, and emotions.
People don't get feeling again.
We know we're stone cold hard, and I think it's just life that. But there's a niche for it. People like you, people like myself, there's so many people out there. They may not be loud about it, but they enjoy music like that.
I still listen to old school R&B. Like,
So
is that...
it's just to continue making it and be able to target them. Again, taking shows on the road, touring, if you're able to, even our old guys, your YJ should be, she should be constantly,
Exactly.
regardless of, do you understand?
Yeah.
Because she has
There's a niche
her
market,
following,
right,
you understand? So group them together, put them on the road, and do that for so many others out there. It can revive.
Would you try and do that? And would you...
There's still
maybe
more
do-
music in your future?
I don't mind. I mean, there's plenty of unreleased.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll come out. There was one on a new movie recently, Make Nation.
Yeah.
A new release called
yeah,
Rise.
yeah,
So, I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
If you need it, a day. But
Try and drop something, and also try and do this whole, because I feel like you're in the better position to gather the, the R&B singers and do something.
The R&B.
we keep pushing. We
Yeah.
keep pushing.
Gary
All right.
Alade. Don't worry, you did okay. You did okay. Thank you so much for being on the show,
Thanks for
Dari.
having
And
me.
congratulations once again.